This is AfterBuzz TV's after show for Call the Midwife, coming up, Season 6.
Tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is Season 6, Episode 1. For those, we will cover a little bit about the Christmas show, but mostly Season 1. I'm sorry, Season 6. Yeah, go ahead. That's okay. Are we going? Are we redoing this?
Let's start over, shall we, Josh?
Over.
Let's do it again.
Let's start
over. All right. That's right.
Oopsie.
I'll cut. I'm just saying, coming up, Season 6, Episode 1, and then we'll be done.
Okay.
Doop.
Have some Frangelico for Episode 2.
Sorry. I wasn't ready at all. No, that's not.
It's Monday.
It's AfterBuzz TV's after show for Call the Midwife, Season 6, Episode 1, coming up.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
And welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. This is John Comerford, joined in the studio by
Tamara Berg, hey everybody.
and
Courtney Stewart.
and welcome back. Happy to be here. Lovely to see you, ladies. We're going to be covering Season 6, Episode 1 of Call the Midwife. We will talk a little bit about the Christmas show, but it's mostly about Episode 1. So if you're tuning in for the Christmas show and you don't want to hear about Episode 1, be warned. Be forewarned. We will be talking about it. So since we just mentioned the Christmas show, it's been a while since it's played. Everybody was everywhere else. This studio was being redone.
It was quite a lot of logistics to get us all together and back up and running. So thanks, everybody, for your patience while we got things together. This is exciting. We're really happy to be back.
And let's talk about the
Christmas.
Yes, the Christmas show. What do we think?
How did you feel about it?
Well, Courtney, why don't we start with you since you have words to say?
I don't have strong. I watched it.
Yeah.
I felt emotional and gooey about all the good work that the Nonnatus ladies love to do and how they voyaged to poor little Africa down there to help them out. But
that was part of the empire.
it was part of the empire, and I understand the times, but it was also a little uncomfortable that I was even sort of, I don't know, it was just a weird, situation.
A lot of mixed feelings.
Yeah,
sure,
I shouldn't be feeling because what was going on.
Yes, it was
it's
tough.
okay.
Because of politics and racial issues in South Africa.
Yeah, obviously, you just, whatever. I get it. It was the times, and the story itself was still beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it was. It was. And then there was just a couple things. They had the births and the grisly, cyst removal.
Oh, good Lord, that aspiration.
That was really
hepatic cyst.
But
Abscess.
again, it was still. It's what you want. I mean, out of those shows, it's because I was going, oh, okay, we'll watch it, and it sucked me right back in, and I was like, oh, that's right, that's why I like the show.
Especially the little boys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the
Carried
brothers.
his brother all the way there to get his legs, and when they were so sad that the shot
the polio was not going to cure him.
I was so sad, but it was beautiful still.
And the woman who had the false pregnancy.
Yes,
That was.
I mean,
that was fascinating.
Yeah.
Right, Trixie got to be quite a...
I didn't know I was pregnant. No, I didn't know I wasn't pregnant.
Your body can trick you.
Yes,
exactly.
it can. Well, and so, that one dealt with the social issue of, women in South Africa at the time and their worth being tied only to whether or not they could be a mother. And to a lesser degree, how good of a wife they could be.
Sure.
Yes.
And
Still reflected in some places today.
what?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Really? I hadn't heard. Yeah, we're going to be talking
That's more
politics a little bit
conversation about
later.
that.
Yeah.
But also, I didn't realize, I mean, I guess the story in terms of how the women, like the one girl that was able to, she was a secretary or something before and used to go to work and then she couldn't anymore.
Found value
apartheid.
elsewhere, yeah, exactly.
Which I actually still found a little surprising because I didn't realize that that was even something that was happening, because that would have been, what, the early 50s, I guess?
This is
Well,
1962.
62, yeah.
62 is when apartheid started?
No, that's when this
that's when this
episode
show-
When that
Sorry.
episode took place. Okay, so I just wasn't aware. Like, I knew obviously it was before 62
yeah.
when it was happening. So I just didn't know that women in that part of the world would even be
able to-
in an office
sure.
beforehand. So that was really interesting if it's accurate, but I didn't know.
Well, they seem to be pretty good on their history. in this
Yeah.
thing. So far, I mean, I haven't seen it, but they haven't
It
been.
seemed like it's way off. Like
Yeah.
that would have come from somewhere.
yeah.
So, yeah.
And we had Trixie doing a C-section
Yeah.
because she'd seen enough of them. It's a
Yeah.
little like, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. I'm pretty sure I
But-
can do it.
I know,
But it
which
makes-
seems a little weird, but if that's
you're-
it, if
yeah,
you're
that's
the
all you
only one
got.
there, that's what you
Yeah.
got. It's like, okay.
Take
I mean,
the chance.
How many times have we seen it in movies where, emergency tracheotomy? I've seen it. Give me a pen.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Well, and that's what she talked about. She said, we have no choice, and I want that to be a powerful thing,
Yeah.
not something that we're afraid of. I
Yeah.
loved that part of it, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
where because she was facing down the fear of having assisted in one, having been up close for lots of them, and feeling that pushed into this situation, she could do it because she had to do it, and knowing that like so many things within medicine, the risk the potential benefit outweighing the risk.
Yeah.
And I loved that she faltered, was fearful,
Yeah.
had a complication, and still did it. And
And you got the running team. I mean, women being allowed to do things, or
Yes.
Yeah.
the woman who only finds value in motherhood, then realizes I can't be a mother, but here's this, and then finally Trixie going, well, screw that, I'm doing it anyway,
it anyway.
and being capable, and then of course the doctor who's sick, and finding value there too, in being able to let other people take over. So.
Yeah.
there's no
stuff.
value in that. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
But there is apparently value in smoking cigarettes.
Yes,
because
yes,
lots of
Barb.
value in
Whole
that.
tutorial on that as well.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Well, if there's anything else you want to talk about, otherwise we have a lot to cover in episode
Hang on a
one as
minute.
well.
Well, we get
Okay.
we get our pastor in
Yeah.
love for
Yeah.
real.
Oh,
We
right.
get the
So
blade
they-
of grass.
Proposal and aw.
Right, which was really sweet. And the scene before the proposal with Trixie and Tom, her discussing, she's your true love, she's the woman that you need to be with, and how pragmatic she was, and how I thought that was incredibly, get this, kind. On Call the Midwife. What?
They finally hit that. didn't
Yeah. I just thought that was really beautiful because that was what was needed. And then the water coming.
Fresh water for the village.
One of the things I really enjoyed about
They're
this.
still having difficult times just because not everybody will set up a pump and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that a little bit in the news.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, wow, tell me.
Not in water specifically,
Right.
but how things are coming back around.
Oh, okay.
Really? But I loved that this particular the Christmas show was so different from a typical Christmas episode because we weren't watching snow.
Yeah.
They were in the heat.
Yeah.
They were going to the whites only beach, which was great.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Really great.
And the Phyllis bringing her camera and taking the still photos at the end that showed up the tableaus and the moments where she would set off the self timer and the people that she would the chicken would fly in or whatever, and it was just getting to see people's personality. So it was very different in the visuals that they used from a typical Christmas episode, but still heartwarming, still all of the things that we love Call the Midwife for. Do you agree with that?
I totally agree with that.
And not a bad way to spend a Christmas is helping others. No?
Best way.
Yeah.
Exactly. Help them out.
All right. So.
Oh, wait, just one
Yeah,
more thing.
got
Sister
it.
Monica Joan and her Christmas cake. That
Oh,
was,
yeah.
don't worry, it's well steeped in rum, so it will not fester. Do you know what else is well steeped in rum?
Tamara.
Not really, but I do have my flask of brandy right here to go in
Yeah.
my tea. I also have some for Angelica because you never know.
never know what you need.
But Sister Monica Joan, I just love that running character bit with her in the suites, which comes up in the other
exactly.
episodes, has come up in the
Yeah.
past.
Exactly.
It's an adorable, endearing little character
She's
trait.
just adorable.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
she's
just-
so good at it.
Let her have the damn candy. Why? Just let her. It's okay.
Seriously.
Yeah, right.
That's the worst vice you can come
That's
up
the only
with.
vice
Yeah.
you can have. Yeah. So.
Come on.
All right.
was
So
great.
we're gonna move on to episode 1 now because we got a lot to cover. We meet.
Hickermouse episode 1 notes.
Yes. Okay. You got them.
I do.
Because
Yes, I do.
Got
everybody's
'em.
returning, and we get to meet the first off the bat. Sister Joan, Monica Joan, excuse me, is returning on the TV and gyrating.
Gyrating. According to
Oh
Sister
my God,
Ursula,
she's
who's the
gyrating.
new
Terrible.
character.
Yes,
Sea
Ursula's-
witch.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Ariel's mom from Mermaid. Exactly.
She's sucking the life out of everything.
That's what I said. Say, Ursula, wasn't that the bad one from
Exactly.
the Little Mermaid? And yes,
the
she
first
is.
thing I wrote down.
The
Ursula,
prig,
you sea
yeah,
witch.
she's just terrible. And I was going, I was settling in. I'm going, this is gonna be fun, And then and I was like, what? No, whoa, wait a minute. So the mother church or mother house, whatever it is, sends her to take over for Sister Julianne while they're out.
Yes.
And first thing she does is turn on the TV, chides everybody, admonishes people for being late, and I'm just going, ooh, she's not. She doesn't come from kindness.
No.
What's the deal here?
Right.
Very
Messing up the
off-putting.
flow. Ugh, she was awful.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, I was going, how are they going to, and obviously they're going to figure out how to turn this or use, but I'm going, I'm not having a good time
Well,
here.
it's interesting because we've had several characters try and do that. That I'm going to put in some new rules thing, and for maybe one episode they're crabby, and everybody hates it. Because Phyllis
was that
did that
way.
for a little bit.
Sure.
And wait, there was another situation with that where that happened, and I'm completely forgetting it right now. But we've had that go through a couple of times where we've had new administrations here,
Right.
and we need to figure out some new methods, and then they
But they're
Phyllis-
not mean. They were
No.
just like
she's
regimented.
Feels
She's
mean.
mean.
She's very about duty, but there's also that she's got the competition for Sister Julianne. She's trying to establish her position, and
Sister Evangelina, that's what I'm thinking of. So
Right,
it's not
sure.
necessarily putting in new thing, but like being a little bit strict
Ordered,
with
yeah,
people.
exactly.
But then she's always, sliding candy to
And we're
Sister
not-
Monica Joan on the
Exactly.
side or whatever.
Yeah. They try to humanize her in little ways.
Right.
It's just not working as much.
So she ends up being made top dog before early on in the episode.
Yeah, no, so they bring them back, welcome everybody, yada yada yada, and then the
She
sparse.
didn't even want to feed
the
them.
sparse- exactly.
They traveled around the world, and she
Yes.
didn't want to feed them.
Okay,
You're
thank
fine.
you.
Hooking up
The
your
sparse
collar.
luncheon.
Yeah, your collar was messed up.
And there's nothing. There's what the
What was that, like carrots and some, like it didn't look like there was anything.
a little
Yeah,
plate of crudité.
tomatoes and some crude, and some whatever.
And she did, well, we're supposed to have a large meal to fortify us, and no.
But so when Sister Julianne heard that
call,
she was
yeah.
being, she was clearly stricken by the
Yes.
news, but in typical form,
Gracious.
incredibly gracious. That is the exact word I have
has
right
to.
here. She will officially be in charge of all matters medical and spiritual, as she speaks about Sister Ursula, and we're all and everyone at the table is like breaking teeth by
breaking
gritting
teeth.
them, and then
Oh, and she gives her best wishes, and
Yeah.
it's like,
I don't like that I didn't get a reason. Like, I get that she was
Yeah.
there while she
Yeah.
was gone,
Right.
and so that made sense. But then, even if she stayed, but she wasn't in charge, it would still make sense.
Yeah.
But for me, it still doesn't, like, and maybe they'll reveal it later,
Yeah,
like
maybe.
something
Right.
happened
I
and they
don't
didn't
know.
like how Julianne was running things.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I really hate, now that we are all the way to episode 2, which we'll talk about later, we still don't know why would
Yeah,
they do
we
that
haven't
to Sister
heard yet.
Julianne. So
Exactly.
that gives me more bitterness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
'Cause
Towards
what-
everything
what-
she does.
On whose authority and why?
Why?
What grounds? Like, because I don't see what. They didn't meet their quota. Like,
Exactly.
Right.
They're like, we need a mean
What
bitch in
happened?
there.
Exactly.
There we go.
Yeah. So, but it makes good fodder, and so
Yes, it does.
she's certainly
It's
a lot of sandpaper
conflict.
going on here. It's terrible. Yeah. And just, but at least she's doing it across the board.
Yes.
Right.
You're late. You do this. Where are the flowers?
No flowers,
Exactly.
yeah.
You're
So
not doing enough. Study some more. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
So across the
tough.
board. Across the board. But so let's go continue with that storyline because Sister Julianne, of course, she's doing whatever she can to old counterman, I guess is a good way of saying it.
Yeah.
She's telling her those things, and they're what's the next part of that storyline? I'm sorry, I don't have my note here. Anyway, let's move on from it.
right. Well, you defied me. with Sister Julian, you're talking about, and
yeah,
Ursula.
yeah,
You know,
how
a disagreement
that's
with how Mary Cynthia is being handled.
Yeah,
was
because
the next
Sister
thing I
Ursula
had.
doesn't seem to. She doesn't have the history. She doesn't know what.
She doesn't know what
Or actually, she has the history because she says no. Mary Cynthia she called the officers and they took care of
Yes.
the perpetrators, and so boom.
And she
That's
doesn't want to
it.
talk about it.
Yeah.
That's just it.
She's fine. She's fine.
Yeah, she's
Who
fine.
are you? You're a woman of the cloth.
Yeah.
Don't
But,
you
you
talk
know-
through stuff? Like, isn't that what they do? Like,
No,
One would think.
Apparently not. But the way her talking through is, no, we're done, and now we move on.
Oh,
And,
jeez.
but the fact that it came down to it is that they didn't help her. They sent her away. They sent her to the church.
Sister Ursula. I'm getting a tweet. Thank you,
that's a
Caroline.
good one. I
Who's
like
that? Who's that?
Caroline.
Nice. Damn, why didn't I think of that? Shoot,
That's
I'm
terrible.
jealous.
Yes.
Oh, I'm jealous. I think
You've been busy, John.
I
You
know.
can't think up puns 24 hours a
can't,
day.
man, I'm
All
sorry.
the time.
You
That was
nearly
nice,
do, though.
Yeah, but they send her away with no thought to family because
Yeah,
they're
well-
a family.
Oh yeah, but but in her mind, again, I'm just making the argument that Ursula makes is that we're her family now, and we'll take care of her. So they sent her away to be taken care of, as opposed to the countryside place where her family lived near or whatever.
Yeah.
And but I felt again the same way we felt about the fact that we don't know why Sister Julian was
Yeah.
demoted. I'm going, what? Why? Why did you? Why
Yes.
would you do that? Why would you rip away from people who care about her and know her history? And I mean, the way that Sister Monica Joan and Sister Julian went
Yes.
into her room.
After that trauma.
Oh, my
and
God,
She
she was-
wanted to give her a sedative. They had to snatch her bag.
Yeah, and
I
the way she reacted, the bag being taken away, Mary Cynthia, I was like, oh man, I was just, and I again, this is one of those things where I go, I hate that they do this, but it works every
It
time.
works
and it
every
gets
time.
me, and it feels completely authentic, and I'm just overtaken by it, and then the two of them, reciting the, oh my God.
When they talked about they could
Yes.
have all the scriptures,
Yeah,
I don't have
yeah, the
that
fragments and all
fragments
this-
or
yeah,
if
and then
it would help. And
and she says, don't say all is well. What is the other thing? I need to hear the
Yeah.
other thing.
God does not say, thou shalt not be tempested, thou shalt not be travailed, thou shalt not be distressed, but he did say, thou shalt not be overcome.
Yeah, and that's what she needed to hear.
But then when she was sitting with the doctor and asking, like, am I losing my mind? Do I not have
Right.
my mind? I just was, she's so good.
Yes, she is.
You are
she
so
really is.
good.
Well, and wasn't it?
So delicate.
She is. And to have even made it through,
Yeah.
that delicate flower obviously has the strength, which we talked
Yeah.
about, in the episode when she was attacked and how she came out of it. What do you think about the fact that they didn't show her leaving?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was. That's one of the kind of goes back to my point about we don't even know why. I didn't even get that scene.
No.
Right.
And maybe they went, okay, we've pushed the envelope enough on her. Maybe,
Right.
maybe we need to pull back on that. But I was kind of like, I want to see that because she's such a talented actress and she's so good at that.
And you just snatched her out of her home
Yeah,
in
and to see
distress.
Ursula saying that, and but you did get to see the effect it had on Sister Julianne, and and she blames herself.
Well, and I wonder if it's because the scene before was her in her room freaking out about the bag,
Yeah.
and or not the scene right before, one of the
Yeah.
scenes before was that. I felt like it might even be a little bit of a repeat in tone if we showed her being sent away.
Right.
If it was going to be something alarming. And then, to not have it and be told about it later, maybe the rationale was that idea of let your imagination go
Sure, yeah.
wild and you can figure out what must have happened.
Because she could have easily been like she was when Sister Julian said, "Why don't you come down and join us?"
Yeah.
And she said, "No, I can't. I have the
Right.
Sister Ursula says I have to study." It could have
Right.
been the same kind.
Could've
Oh,
been
you have I
similar.
have to go.
Yeah.
Okay. She could have completely surrendered to it and just. But it would have, it was gut wrenching just to
Yeah.
see the other thing. So
And they dug the hole deeper for
Yeah.
Ursula Evil.
Ursula.
The worst.
Sister
ever.
Ursula. Of course, I'm going to be using that all the time. now.
Yes.
Caroline.
Thank you,
So,
Caroline.
Yeah, yep. All right. What else about Sister Ursula? Is there? I don't know if I wanted to move on to the Lester and Trudy, unless is anything else you want to talk about? Because the big story about the big family dynamic. That the new one that we get is Lester and Trudy. He, of course, just out of prison or jail or wherever he's coming from. Not the nicest guy in the world.
Not the nicest guy. He walked out with his boxing gloves.
Yes. And Trudy, of course, pregnant, has the young Mickey.
Cutest little boy ever.
With the eye patch.
Go casting.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the eye patch, John.
Tamara says this because she knows that at 3 years old, I had an eye patch, just like this guy. So it's when the eye patch came, I go, oh, the guy's got an astigmatism, just like I did. So, and he looks a lot like me when I was a kid. And the same thing happened.
Adorable.
Exactly. It was adorable. And I just went, and so they were talking about him being bullied, being, the pirate eye and the whole thing. I'm going, yeah, I had all of that. I think from 3 until I was about 8. So I know all that.
Oh, wow.
And it was hysterical. But this casting was, and you didn't have to do anything, and you're just,
They did amazing picking that kid.
Yeah. He was great.
Just looking at him, I wanted to cry every single time.
It's when his dad came out the first time and he just stands there, and I was like, oh,
doesn't even hold the cup.
He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I want to ask a question. I don't know if you will know it or if
And
our
that rang true for me too. So go ahead.
audience will know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So you come out of prison and you have a trophy? I mean,
Well,
clearly it was a boxing trophy, but I thought it was
his
kind of
buddies,
weird that...
Maybe he wanted in, they always had boxing
Maybe he had
matches
it in
the
hand when he got arrested, so like they kept all his stuff.
This is one of
He
the
had boxing gloves and a
belongings.
trophy when he got
Or his buddies
arrested, and they had to
him,
give it back.
whatever,
Yeah.
And they
I
were
just-
celebrating him coming out.
Right, yeah.
Well, he's a made man. I mean, he's got connections.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Ooh.
But it was just brutal to see how he treated Trudy, and then of course every time Mickey either hears it, sees it, and we just see that, and then we just go, oh God, this poor kid is not going to get a break. How's he? And that's all they have to do. They don't even have to do any more because every time Trudy's going, I don't want this for them. I'm going, yeah, you're right. Get out of there. And of course, she has no recourse.
Right.
What would she do?
I mean, the first thing I wanted, we jumped over just a little bit, but the first sort of moment of possession was in the party after his getting out of prison.
Yeah, it's getting home party.
He's taking off her garter or stocking. He was taking off her stocking is what he was doing. And, her trying to play along and people watching, and then Phyllis coming in and seeing that moment and trying to be, respectful and not add to it. But
And she said she had appointments, she had things to do, and then Phyllis catch, this is the thing you
This
had
is
to
what
do.
you had to
You're
do.
not taking
She
your
was
kid to
mortified.
the optometrist. Yeah. So.
yeah, the whole tone of it was so disturbing.
Yeah, it was a great, well-composed shot, too, because the
For
way
sure.
she reacted to everything.
Yeah.
And Phyllis, Phyllis, what I love about Phyllis is sometimes she's just a pill, and then she'll do these things, and you go, I'll just leave this here for you.
You're amazing,
Exactly.
You always do it right.
Exactly.
But
Yeah, that was great. And then the boxing, when he takes the kid, Barbara's supposed to pick him up and take him to the eye doctor.
Optometrist, yep.
Yeah, and Dad shows up, takes him early, and then decides, you need to learn how to box. Not a bad thing, right? You guys, because he's trying to,
And he doesn't want you to be bullied.
to help his kid defend himself or whatever, but,
gets him knocked out, misses his appointment. You're such a good dad. It's just terrible.
And he needed an ashtray. That's why he.
Oh my gosh, John, I
Sorry.
cannot believe you said that.
Wow.
He says firmly with his tongue in his cheek and sarcastically, clearly.
I know.
It was horrible, horrifying.
All of it's horrifying. It's funny to me though, because the story, you see the story on any Lifetime movie like 80 times over, but somehow they still compose it so beautifully that I walk right with it. I'm upset and sad in all the right spaces, and I just buy into it again, all over again, because I don't know why still.
Yeah.
I can't figure it, because this story is exactly like your typical.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're doing that makes it not a Lifetime movie.
They're magical and they're like
Well,
How
British.
Are they
it helps when you're carrying a bunch of different
They're
storylines
British.
and you cut out quickly,
I
so you don't
guess
have
you
time to
cut
linger on
quickly.
anything. And then you just have a shot of the kid in the eye, and you're going, that's it. You just hit it, and then you move. That's it.
But
So-
you know what's going to happen.
very-
You know that she's going to get some tragically situation, and then she's going to have to get that baby out of her, and the little boy is going to have to be there to help. But somehow it's still special, and I can't put my finger on it.
Just so good at it.
Well, so Trudy's locked in the bedroom, and Mickey, the child, is standing on the stoop right outside, or standing on the landing right outside. Again, like moment for this child to just be so heartbreaking and heart-wrenching. And
have to save his mom.
Yeah.
And when his mom is like talking under the under the doorway, and she's like, just play like it's a game and go get your toys and sit here. And his little voice.
Yeah.
Okay, mommy. And then he like goes to get his toys. And then he's walking up when he brings the knife to her. I chills. That little kid.
Just eat him up.
He's great.
Yep.
And did they intercut that out? I can't remember. She's hacking away at the door and they intercut with something else. I can't remember what we were going back to.
Don't know. I didn't write my notes on that.
Okay, so she gets out of there, and then he has to help mom to get to the Nonnatus House because she's in labor, and just the way he's pounding on the door.
He's so tiny. The doors are so huge, and then when you hear that, like it's such a light bang, even though he's like giving all of his strength. That was the most.
Sister Julian's like,
Did I hear that?
Did I
Is that
hear?
a knock?
What?
Help my mom.
Yeah.
I wanted to eat him.
But and then again another birth where I'm going. How many times have we see one at least one an episode?
Every
Probably
time,
like two
every
episode, yeah.
And then here's one where I go, okay, I've never seen that one.
Nope.
I've never seen that one.
Squat on the knees and let it go.
Yeah, and
Right.
then that when she loses the water breaks, I'm like, okay,
There's something different
yeah,
here.
that's different.
Yeah.
So, man. Of course, then she has the baby, and now we got to figure out what to do. She decides, that's it. I'm calling the solicitor. I'm hawking the ring. I thought that was a nice line. This is
Right.
what got me into this. This is what's going to get me out.
Right.
And that's nice. And the solicitor says, yeah, you can't do much. Because you can't prove it. And we still, again, today, you're still having to
Prove that you were a victim.
That
Yeah.
you were a victim. Even though the proof is all over your body.
Yeah. So, and because he's connected or whatever, nobody wants to see
Of course.
Exactly,
Connected to what?
Yeah, well, he's,
Evil? Like what?
he's
Yes?
got some sort of ties with some underhanded people. That's why he was in
disgusting.
prison. So, and when they find out she's given the kids to Sergeant Noakes, and she's taken off, I was like, what?
Right.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
Yeah. But of course, that's what it's the only way out. And then Phyllis knows, like, how, I don't even get
When did they talk about
wait. Before that,
Yeah.
Lester comes and finds he's locked out and breaks the
breaks the
window
window
and cuts
in
himself.
front of the
Oh, you don't
doctor.
care about that.
No, that's like,
Like
okay.
he was a dick again.
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
All right.
He breaks his window, big deal. He's changed locks, and so yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting to is how the hell did Phyllis know where to meet her? I mean, when did that happen?
Did you know that? 'Cause I didn't know that.
I listened again today
Phyllis
and I
just
couldn't
knew.
figure it out.
Phyllis just know.
I'm like, what
So,
conversation?
I don't know. They might have edited it, but and maybe someone knows and we missed it. But it doesn't really matter. I bought it because of course, Phyllis knows.
Yeah.
She had that
Somehow,
good intuition.
Exactly. And they have that great conversation.
I thought I was going to kill myself.
I was going to kill yourself.
And
there's no other way.
there's always another
another
way.
If you have someone
Someone
else.
to help you think about options.
Yeah.
And then they shoot with the little boy with what's her name holding them in the back of the taxi, and he's still looking out the window, and she's got the baby and the little boy, and it was just the most precious shot ever, like
And
staring off to
the
mom.
bus one was even better for me.
Oh, yeah, at the very end, the bus,
Right.
yeah.
And she can't. The last shot, closing shot is Phyllis waving.
And little Biggie, bye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, oh God. Just,
So heartwarming.
it worked.
But I mean, again, one of those themes that's comes through the show is women coming into their power, trying to figure out how to navigate it. Her, trying to figure out how to leave this man who's clearly not good for her, and how difficult it is to come out of it, both just physically and legally, but also the psychology of it and hitting all those points. I thought that was really,
And how weird to be in a position where you think the best move for your kids is to remove yourself from the picture entirely.
Yeah.
right.
Especially when you have that mom.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Your mom?
Yeah, her mom was amazing.
She was a piece of work.
That
When
one.
they're talking to the solicitor, and she's going, "Hey," she's the one that's pushing the thing. Well, can you prove that happened? How do you? I mean, you could have done that.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
And then
what
she
a-
brought up whatever happened when she
Fantastic.
put her head in the oven or whatever back with the first kid. I'm like, you suck, mom.
Yeah.
And then yelling at the baby to go and be
That might
quiet.
have been Ursula's cousin or something like that.
I think they are related.
Yeah, it could be. So
Evil.
Ursula's worst cousin. So anyway, yeah. So I just wanted to. Okay, so we're done with that, right? Okay,
Yeah.
So what else we have in this? We have the continuation of the courtship between Barbara and Tom.
Yeah.
Buys her own ring.
Because the blade of grass wasn't going to last.
Okay, but a little bit earlier,
Yeah.
there's the moment when the ladies are off work and having cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a cocktail heavy
Yeah, it was.
episode,
It was.
which is why I have Frangelico and Brandy.
That's right.
The cocktail of the day was grasshopper, slips down like a liquid after dinner mint, then kicks you like a mule. And Barbara decides she's going to have one because she's in training
She's
to become a vicar's wife, and they
Vicar's
drink
wife.
quite a lot of sherry.
Just in the Christmas episode, they're teaching how to smoke. Now she's drinking because
She's going to be the harlot vicar's wife, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Later, we have Brandy Alexander's, right?
Okay, but just
they need
real
it
quick,
heavier.
I love the grasshopper scene, especially the end of it when she actually takes a drink and she goes, "Ooh,
Ooh. Ooh.
again."
That's that good stuff.
Brandy Alexander's that Phyllis is making,
Right.
made with condensed milk for a velvety, luxurious taste. Like it's a commercial or something. That cracked me up.
Yeah, and even because Sherry's not going to cut it. So,
No, she needed something stronger.
That's right. So Vicar's wife, Sherry, no, they ain't going to cut it. We got to go to the Brandy Alexander.
Here's to that.
Oh my God, this guy's kicking me. That just tickle me. Okay.
Okay, so Barbara, is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
Tom
yeah,
and Barbara. So
So
Tom's upset because he can't buy a ring.
You're a vicar. You don't have any
poor.
money.
He's got no
Yeah.
monies.
And she doesn't really care. And, she
And
seems
Trixie,
genuine about that.
and Trixie had convinced him that he needed to buy her something
Yeah,
new
that's
because
She always
she
gets the
deserved
hand-me-down.
that. Yes, and she deserved something lovely. Yeah.
So she thought she deserved something lovely too. And
Yes,
got it
she did.
herself.
I wonder if she had a little sherry in her when she went out shopping. Because that happens
You know,
sometimes.
is that right?
I'm just here to say. Sometimes that happens when you drink and shop. You come
And you
home with things you don't
accidentally,
expect.
yeah,
Right.
especially food.
I think they decided they'd figure out a new way for them.
A new
Not the
way
old
for
way,
them.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is,
Our way.
right. Yes. Which is very much what Trudy was saying. Is that,
Yeah.
Not Trudy, sorry, Tracy.
Tracy.
Yeah, I got him confused. All right, so, was there anything else on that story? I just thought it was nice that they finally...
That was sweet.
Well, I mean, I thought it was
together.
nice that he didn't get bent out of shape about
because a
it.
lot of times they stand in their pride.
Thought it was gonna come, but it
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah,
It was
so-
nice.
Well, and he had some of those issues when he was with Trixie. Some
Sure.
of these like positional, I'm not changing my mind, you're doing it wrong kind of things on both
Well,
sides.
she was.
We don't need you for this.
Wow.
You know, I realize that. I'm not even eye candy, so.
Courtney and I can do this all by ourselves.
You
We
get,
don't
yeah, you
need
don't
your
need-
help.
It's
fine.
clear. I think the show demonstrates you don't
Be
need any of
careful.
this. So.
Well,
All right.
now he's truly in love, so he can be more flexible.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
All right, what else? Oh, we had Sheila.
Okay, Sheila.
Sheila. No, you knew from.
I knew right
from
away.
the first scene.
I knew
She's
right away.
popping Rennies.
Yes, which are peppermints to Americans who might not know what those
I
are.
didn't. I was going, what the hell's a
What is
Rennie?
a Rennie?
Why is she popping it? I thought, oh my God, they're going down she's popping bennies. That's what I first thought. I thought it was a Benny. And I'm like,
Right.
what?
But that doesn't
That
make
would
any
be
sense.
that would be trouble.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Baby on the way.
Yeah.
Finally.
Right.
Yeah.
So someone asks her. I can't remember if it was Winifred. Was it Sister? It was Sister Winifred who said, do you have the Cape Town tummy still?
Oh, is it coming out of both ends?
Was it coming out of both ends? To which Sheila replies, "No one needs chapter and verse of my every visit to the smallest room."
It's so polite.
It's like, you
I loved it.
It's
hilarious.
I think I heard that on The Wire once. I think that's exactly what they said. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow,
great.
that
It
was
was
just great writing, great
so
delivery. I'm
great.
just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I laughed so hard I stopped. I had to stop
Yeah.
and rewind it just to watch it again.
I want to
because-
know who the writers listen to. Is it
Yeah.
memories of old aunties, who
I
are
don't
talking
know.
like
And
this?
I forgot to write down the author, the writer of this episode.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't notice it either.
But that was just a great line, and just coming out of Sheila.
To the smallest room. What?
Sorry, pardon the pun. Didn't mean to say it like that. Chapter and verse.
Yep.
Visiting the smallest room.
She's pregnant and she's afraid.
Of course. Oh,
Of
that was great.
course.
And then Sister Julianne sang, "But I'm not." Then again, I'm going. Yeah, see, why are you demoting Julianne? She should be.
She's
running
supporting
the
the
joint.
community. and loving people.
Yeah.
Ursula's just being evil.
And you know what? You believe her. When
Yeah.
she
Yes.
says there's no reason to be afraid,
Yeah.
you just kind of, I mean,
Yeah,
don't you
and-
just sort of like your
yeah.
shoulders
And
go
it's-
down
Yeah.
and you take a deep breath and go, oh, of course, if you're not afraid,
And
there's
she
no
says,
reason for me
I
to be
never
afraid.
stopped praying.
Right.
And I bought that completely
Yes.
too. I
I
was
was
going,
like, I
you
bet
know what
she
she
does
did
that
every
every
morning?
morning.
Yeah.
Every time
said-
she lit the candle.
Yeah, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm with you. I believe it completely, wholly, totally.
Believe it all the way.
Only, pun intended.
Yes, thank you.
Right, and so she tells Dr. Turner, doesn't she, in this
Yes,
episode?
she
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
She drew the picture.
With the picture.
Yeah.
Guess everybody does it their own way. I thought it was interesting that they
Well,
had
she
her
didn't
draw
have a
picture.
stick to show
Yeah.
him, you know, which is
Yeah, but it was
more
interesting. It was
modern.
kind of, like,
It was
kind
it
of
It was
weird.
very
In a womb.
anatomical.
It was in a womb.
Yeah, it was-
but
it was
again, he's a
kinda
doctor,
weird.
so it's like
Maybe that's why it
maybe
was-
she got it out of Grey's Anatomy or something.
Oh, okay.
Well, and also there were scribbles over it, which were from her daughter.
Was that right?
Did,
I
yeah.
missed that.
Oh,
I
'cause
just
she was
remember
doing
Or
what-
it
under
when they
it,
were
I
doing
think.
it
Yeah, they were
together,
doing
yeah.
it together.
I just
Yeah.
remember what it said.
I have an interesting picture for you.
By the way, Trudy told Phyllis she used to go to the park and dream of falling in love or something like that, Caroline.
Oh, did she?
Caroline.
Oh, that's right, she did.
Yeah, she when she was
Right.
young and dreamed of love and marriage.
Right.
Yeah, we do
that
remember. I
Grey's-
just didn't
do,
connect
yeah, I
it.
didn't
Got
connect
it.
it. I didn't get that that was the same place.
Yeah, because I didn't think it was a
Thank
park.
you. Who gave us that?
Well, Caroline.
Of course.
Thank you,
You're on
Caroline.
top of it,
Again.
lady.
We're gonna double your salary, Caroline.
Should be right here.
Hang out with
She
us.
should actually should be right here.
Come to it.
Yeah, she should be right
That's right.
there.
That's right. He's sitting in for me. Yeah. Oh my God. What haven't we got to? Did we get to?
Patsy,
Oh my
He's
God.
getting these
yeah.
letters.
which we don't know what the letters
Yeah,
are
we don't
about
know the
yet.
letters yet, and then she, does the whole thing about coming back and, admonishing Delia.
Yeah. She was not very nice when she came in the room. Get off
This
my
is
bed.
Get off my bed, exactly.
Get off my bed. I was
my
like, what
bed.
happened?
Whoa.
Where did that come from?
Yeah.
We were just having brandy, girl.
Yeah, it
Like
was
to have a lie
this is where we were
down.
she was brusque, right?
She was
I think
very
that's
Yes.
Yes, yes. But we'll find out what's in the letter.
Well, yeah, but what we do know is that her dad's got a degenerative
Condition.
Yeah, and that's gonna. Yeah. Okay. So that's a big deal.
Don't even talk to me about that.
And the darkness.
All right. Well, I don't know. I think we got everything. Was
think
there?
that's-
What else did we wanted to talk about? Was there anything?
Another little thing. Oh, Barbara was right. To Barbara's booming or looming. I can't read my own writing. Looming career as an inebriate clergy spouse.
Well, doesn't she do?
Just one of
isn't this
those
the one where she did
great
the
lines.
pot throwing.
What was the
Say that again. What about
The
pot?
pot throwing, or was that this?
No, this
am I
was the
getting
episode when
confused?
she was doing the pottery. Like,
Yeah,
that didn't.
so-
Why? It was just like classes for the community center.
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess. I was just.
Decided to do
I thought this was
pottery.
our ghost moment. You know what I mean? It's like the movie Ghost. It's like, what is this?
Like, what's gonna happen?
Well, since we're there, because Violet was there, we have to talk about Fred and
Oh,
Violet.
Fred and Violet.
Fred.
and that
Very
lovely
nice
silhouette.
A lovely silhouette.
And
Ooh
they
la la.
ghost her.
Mon ami.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, that's, for calling Midwife, that's pretty randy.
That is very racy.
Yeah.
We
Absolutely.
like it.
Very
Love
quite
Fred
body.
and his lady love.
Caroline, I think she says that you need to keep your. Oh, she's on her way, but your seat is safe.
You can stay.
Believe me, I know that. I got the sword of Damocles hanging over me.
We can fit four at this table.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
Any day.
All right.
have.
Well, unless there's more to cover, I just wanted to say, overall, again, just a pleasure to watch. I mean, and each time I come back to it, I go, oh yeah, we're gonna, it's like, oh, and there's a little bit of like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get teary-eyed, whatever. And then I just get lost in it. It's so quick and easy. It's just easy to just jump right back in, and then I'm caught up in the stories and what these ladies are going through, and then every time it's like, yeah, okay, here it comes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like you were saying, Courtney, it's just so well handled that I don't see it coming and I don't care.
No, exactly.
I have some news. Should we
okay,
do
yeah,
news
yeah,
before we
sure,
go?
let's
Yeah.
do news.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Call the Midwife won Best Period Drama in the National Television
Look
Awards.
at that.
It's a little like our People's Choice Awards. It's voted on by the public. So this is a bit of a long story. I'm going to read all of it that I've written. Call the Midwife producer Pippa Harris took the opportunity to shine a light on women's issues during her acceptance speech at the National Television Awards last Wednesday. The show beat Peaky Blinders, Poldark, Victoria, and Stranger Things.
Yeah, look at that. That's crazy.
Pretty amazing. Oh,
It's heavy competition.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Poldark. Do you watch Poldark?
I have not.
Girlfriend, as
I'm
much
not
as
even-
you hated me for putting you on
I'm still not done
Grand
with
Hotel.
Peaky Blinders.
Oh my
But
god.
no, Poldark. Hot gentleman. Oh,
Oh.
steamy.
like those
It's
things.
yeah. Anyway, while the show was set in the 1960s, Pippa Harris used her acceptance speech to shine a light on many of the problems faced by women on the show that are still prevalent today, particularly in the current climate. On stage with the cast, she said, "For us, it's a bit ironic to be winning period drama when many people watch the show because it sheds a light on issues and struggles that they are facing today. And we focus particularly on women's issues and stories and on the battles that our mothers and grandmothers fought so many years ago and which I thought we had all won."
We all did.
To rapturous applause from the audience, she added, "But at a time when women's issues are being marginalized and ignored, then it seems even more important to keep telling these stories." The
Okay,
show's
so
victory came just days after hundreds of thousands of women all over the world came together to march in protest following the inauguration of United States President Donald Trump, particularly over his policies and past behavior relating to women. So, big win and big opportunity to
Sorry, I wasn't
say her
listening.
piece.
What?
Where's the brandy? Yes, Tom and Trixie.
Yeah.
Not Tom and Trixie. Tom and Barbara,
Barbara.
get happiness. However, their joy in the 6th series will serve as a contrast to some of the darker narratives for the
Whoa.
overall show, including the ongoing disaster of thalidomide. So thalidomide's
it's
going to
coming
come back,
Hey.
as well as domestic violence and female genital mutilation.
Oh, great.
Super excited about that one.
Amazing.
Can't wait.
Oh, what are they
Wow.
going to do with all of that?
Well,
the
we
show's
saw some of the domestic violence. in
Violence
this one,
already.
yeah.
and we have in
yeah,
other
there's always,
seasons as well.
It's and still ongoing.
Yeah, but Heidi Thomas, who created the show, revealed that Series 6, Season 6, will be fully immersed in the other issues of the 60s, which is a really turbulent
Yeah.
time socially and historically, including women discovering the freedom of the pill and changing attitudes towards homosexuality. And then the last story I want to offer today is to let you know that the popular series has been renewed for seasons 7, 8, and 9.
Oh my God,
We're
I
getting
didn't-
3 more at least.
Thank you, Josh, in the booth. Right
Wow.
on it.
Yeah.
Wow, 7, 8, and 9. Oh
Can
my
they-
God, I don't.
ooh.
So we're so happy about that. I'm so excited to be able to tell you.
I don't
that.
think I'll be here for those, but
You might not. You might not.
You never know.
I think that's going to do it for our news right now.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you much, Tamara. I appreciate
Awesome.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
Give you a
Well,
hand.
what do we look forward to going on? What are we looking up to? What do we? I mean, you just said what they. I know they're going to handle those great. They always do, but I'm anxious to see how this Ursula thing's going to play out. Is
Yes.
Sister
Yes.
Julian going to really be sidelined, or is she going to step forward? And is that battle going to go on the entire series?
I'm gonna predict, because I heard a little bit of the prediction thing happening there. I'm gonna make a prediction that the Sister Julian Ursula
Yeah.
thing is going to come to a point over Sister Mary Cynthia. I think that's what's going to bring them to the breaking point. That's my
Interesting.
prediction.
Okay. Great. Yeah.
Sister
We'll
Mary
see.
Cynthia
Yeah,
is
get
the
it lined up
catalyst.
nicely. If you
Yeah.
do. So.
Do you have any predictions or anything you want to say?
My only prediction, I guess, it's not really a prediction. I want an answer.
Yeah, I mean that would be
I just want an
fabulous. Yeah,
answer.
I think that
I
would be
just-
great if
yeah.
we get one.
I want an answer as to why she's
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
And I
if
mean,
there's some overall.
like, and why is she
scheme or
so
whatever.
mean? Like, what's
Well,
her backstory?
Yeah, that's true. I
Oh,
mean,
we're
you know,
gonna
to hear
find
about
out
that.
it's something that she deserves to have compassion for, and we're gonna have to forgive ourselves for hating her.
and then
because
we're
this
gonna
is
feel
how
guilty
stupid
because
she
you
is.
judged her too harshly in the
We
beginning
did.
without knowing enough.
But they're laying it on hard. Like, they want us to really hate her, not like.
Well,
see
you know,
the
they're doing a
glimmer.
decent job. I mean, let's say, you know, they tried to humanize her this time with Mickey because when she
Right.
sees a young child, she says,
right.
"You've taken care of your mother, and now it's time for us to take care of you. Let's find those biscuits.
Hashtag chocolate biscuits. Oh my God.
So you know, she clearly has compassion.
Chocolate biscuits.
Thank you.
She clearly has compassion. So it's just, and she's just trying to run the ship. She's trying to, you know, make the trains run on time.
Yeah.
So, and you know, we could make the argument that she's, you know, look, it's been, you guys are spread too thin. It's, you know, somebody has to rein this in so we can serve the community better because you guys are getting burnt out. You can make that argument.
Right.
So, and I think that's what, who knows? No, yeah.
Pink raffle tickets.
Pink raffle. All right.
We'll see.
Well, I don't know when Trixie's coming back. Do we even know that? Is she going to be for it? Because I haven't read that.
No, you haven't read, have you?
Haven't read anything.
No.
Perhaps episode 2 we'll know more in the news.
All right. Oh, okay. So Tamara's home.
We got some
golden
Tamara's
something
got
back.
stuff there for
If
it.
people are watching us live stream, we're gonna cut this one and go on to episode 2 in just a couple minutes, just so you know. And if you're watching us taped, well then you get to watch episode 2 when you get to watch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. That being the case, so if there's any, you want to wrap up, or should we tell them where to find you?
Yeah, you can. Well, yeah, I'll tell them where to find me.
All right,
My
let's go.
website is
Tamara.
tamaracentral.com. My YouTube channel is Tamara Central. Look at it. There's some cool stuff there.
There is definitely cool stuff on our channel. You can find me everywhere at Stuart Starlet.
Yes, you
You
can.
can only find me here until maybe next week when I'll
Maybe.
be replaced by Caroline.
Otherwise, he's going to be at Home Depot.
And we'll talk to you next time. See you later.
Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. Cup of tea.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.